Hello and welcome to another episode of the We Are Tottenham TV podcast. I'm welcomed here, George Achillea, and welcome to the podcast. Obviously, my brother Ben, I'm Sim. We are Tottenham TV boys. The day after the night before, quite an eventful night yesterday, wasn't it?
So I'm packed in Spurs gear today.
I'm a bit low here. 1 second, a bit low. Let me get a bit higher. There we go. That's better. Beating the Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates. What a night that was.
Ooh, wait, can you just say that again?
Revenge was sweet.
Yes, very
sweet
indeed.
Do you think we got the upper hand now in terms of over those two games?
Definitely.
Spurs definitely had the upper hand.
Because all that other one did was put them ahead of us for like 2-3 days. And then we went straight back on top, got through to the next one, the Champions League.
You sure? Didn't they win the league a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
Well, the way they're celebrating, I'm not really sure. But yeah, no, definitely. I think we've got the upper hand now, which is good. It feels great.
It does feel great. You know, bragging rights is ours. I thought we were absolutely sensational yesterday. I thought we played them off the park at times. There were times where Arsenal looked like, you know, they could score. Gazaniga made some great saves, but all in all, it was such a beautiful night last night.
No denying they had chances to score. Obviously, like you said, great saves. Aubameyang had a pretty weak shot, but again, like another chance that kind of just rolled past the post. Lacazette had a chance as well. Like they had chances, but luckily we were a bit more clinical.
It was good. It was all about that Mkhitaryan chance. Like he's got a lot of that. If he puts that away, then it could be a different game.
But you expect that. You go to Arsenal away. You know, they're a good. Obviously, I don't know. I say they have been decent this season. They've got some very good players. So you expect they're going to create a chance, especially about Derby at home. So you know the question is, can you stay tight? Can you stay compact and kind of ride out the storm and then create your own chances? And exactly what we did. I thought it was a really professional away performance from Spurs and clinical as well. We didn't have too many chances, but the chances we did create, they were very good chances. And you got to give credit to the Spurs boys.
Well, that back four was completely solid last night. I thought Rose was brilliant. Back five even.
Rose as captain was pretty good. He was really him and Trippier
was up for it last night,
both up for it. Like they were going into tackles, but like winning them like properly. Like it was good to see that. I'm happy Rose is looking like he's back in form. It was good
after his display in Barcelona as well.
Yeah. He looked a bit out on his legs against Burnley, but you know, that Barca game and the Arsenal game, he really came up for it. He looked amazing.
Well, when it mattered the most, really. Yeah, exactly. I'm happy he pulled through.
And it was good to see, you know, both teams played their strongest lineup. They took it very seriously. Quarterfinal, I mean, maybe we didn't because Kane was rested, he was on the bench. But
he did have a cold though. To be fair,
but it was you know, it was a proper North London derby. It wasn't just like a normal Carabao Cup game.
It fully just felt like a league game.
Yeah,
and like the celebration was. I think that's the most I've celebrated probably in like the past 2 years. I don't know why it meant so much, but it just felt great to actually finally win there.
It was because of 2 weeks ago hurt us so much.
To
get that revenge, you know, it meant so much.
I think it's the fact that we were winning in that game as well. To then throw it away and lose it. This we really needed this. I feel like the players knew that, and you could tell by like Rose's statement as well about how they were fighting, and that was the motivation. Seeing how much they celebrated that win for it to ultimately mean nothing.
Yeah, do you think it cost them dearly over celebrating that game?
Definitely. I think they got way too gassed for a starters, bearing in mind that they still ended up in a Europa League place like a few days later. And I think that was pretty much their downfall today. I felt like they were like, Spurs at home. They haven't beaten us since, what was that, 3-2 with Bale like years ago now. I think they were just way too easy, and I felt like the fact that we were up for it got us the win. So impressed.
And what they say, they've seen traffic lights last long. I
love that.
And the fact they always make fun of us, you know, we would always release a DVD or something whenever we have a big win, and the fact that they celebrated like they did, it literally was like they'd won the league. The celebration in the changing room, posting all those videos on social media, all the pictures,
the North Londoners, the amount of red emojis I saw on my timeline was unreal.
Yeah, you had Guendouzi out the car window, like as if he just won a trophy, and then you know, at the end of the day, they're fifth. They're 5 points behind us. They're out of the Carabao Cup now. Where is their season? They're in Europa League. You know what I mean? What you know, if you look at the seasons objectively, we haven't even been our best, nowhere near our best this season. We're still so far ahead of them. Not so far, but we're ahead of them in every aspect, really.
But what I'm liking is we're actually just grinding out these wins, which I don't think we normally do. Normally, like that Burnley game, I think that would have been a draw any other season.
Last season we drew so many stupid games, and we're converted those draws into wins this season.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact we haven't got any draws yet just goes to prove how good it's been, and that we're not settling for any sort of result. So hopefully we can just carry on. Well, to be honest, we need to just carry on winning, and I hope Man City and Liverpool slip up somewhere, but it's looking good.
How much credit for yesterday do you give to Ben Davies for coming and slotting in that back four, a left back who he's played in a back two, he's played at centre back for Wales, but you know, coming up against a striker like Aubameyang, you know, one of the best strikers in Europe by all accounts, unfortunately plays for Arsenal, but he did a fantastic job yesterday. He was really solid, and I thought on the ball as well, composed, finding men, getting the ball into feet, and he didn't get overruled by the occasion at all, which is maybe something that Foyth did a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think Foyth probably was a bit nervous, being, what was he, like 18, 19 years old in his like first North London derby, starting this. There's a lot of pressure on him.
To be fair
deliver.
to him, I don't think he was that bad at the Emirates. I think Vertonghen was a lot worse.
He wasn't that bad.
Started off well, I think, and then when he made that mistake that led to their goal, I think that completely lost his head, and he kind of shat himself a bit. Yeah. I can't lie.
I think that mistake itself was a case of nerves. You see, he took a swing at the ball, he just missed it, and the guy intercepted it.
Kind of the same with Cole Peters at Barcelona. He did a similar thing. He basically had the ball, had a chance to like clear it or pass it back, and I think he was just caught in two minds and didn't release it in time. I haven't watched the highlights back of the other game, to be honest. I still haven't watched them back. I don't know, but I can't bring myself. But I think Ben Davies deserves it because he gets so much criticism, especially when he's at left back, and sometimes, you know, he doesn't perform to his best or he can get caught out a few times. But he really did a good job for us. Yesterday, 2 clean sheets in a row for him as well, being at centre back. Especially now that Rose is effectively back and performing well, everyone's thinking, well, is Davies going to make in the team? In a way, luckily for Davies, we have these injuries at centre back. Yeah. So he's managed to fill that role, and I think he's just taking it all in and just being like, all right, I'm going to prove a point here. I can pretty much play anywhere in the back line.
Point last night
definitely, he looked like Vertonghen the way he played. Just like the way it's just the way he cleared the ball and the way he was just so calm. It was very Vertonghen-esque.
Yeah.
Like just very calm, cool, collected.
He was great on the ball.
But we've got Sanchez and Foyth now coming back. You think they kind of just slot back in?
Sanchez is the one I'm excited to see back.
Yeah,
I think I feel like we missed him a little bit. He's a bit of a hard boy.
For me, I don't think he had such a good start to the season. Sanchez this year, I thought he was a bit poor, but last season he was brilliant. Just
last season he was
straight
phenomenal
into the team.
Being so young
remains to be seen.
And debut season in the Premier League and Champions League. For us, it's just I thought he was great. I think he started the season off pretty well. But I'm just hoping this injury doesn't hinder him too much.
I think it's just fantastic that you were in a situation where Foyth's out injured, Vertonghen's out injured, Sanchez is out injured, and everyone goes on about how our squad depth is really low and how, you know, if Kane's out, you'll struggle. If this guy's out, you struggle. Davis comes in, the centre back performs amazing. Kane's on the bench, we still banging the goals.
For the past 4 years, we've known to have poor squad depth, and we didn't change anything in the summer. Didn't sign anyone. He just believed in some of the young players. The ones that he signed in January as well, like Lucas. He was like, okay, I feel like you've integrated enough now. I'm going to give you a proper go this time. And if you look back at the United game, he delivered there as well. So I think all the credit's got to go to Poch for it so far this season.
Completely agree.
Just the way he's developed some of these young players and even just given a skip a chance. He had a full 75 minutes against Burnley.
And he was brilliant.
And he looked great. So I think he's just an unbelievable manager. I can't express how much I love him.
Well, moving on to the manager then.
Well, the thing is with Pochettino, he sees things in players that other managers previously haven't. Like in terms of position wise, like Dyer moving him to centre mid. You know, he put Lucas up front sometimes. He's put Sissoko. He's turned into a great player.
Sissoko's been the biggest one.
You know, Davis into centre back. Davis into centre back now is another one on the list. I mean, the guy is no wonder he's been all the links with Man United for Pochettino. Everyone goes on about, he hasn't won a trophy. It's why Man United is so desperate for him. And
this is what I love.
If he's not,
it's the same people saying that he's not the man he is because he's trophyless, can't win a thing. Yet this so-called great club.
And he's perfect for Man United.
Perfect for Man United, despite not winning anything. When all they're known for really is winning trophies. Like even Mourinho has won 3 trophies for United. Yet they're going to go sign an unproven manager who can only get Champions League spots. I mean, it's a bit funny that.
Exactly. I mean, all the talk at the moment is of. You saw the press conference today.
Yeah,
there was a big moment between the Sky Sports reporter and Simon Felsey actually.
Yeah, I saw that, but. That didn't fill me with such confidence.
So, but basically what happened was the Dharmesh Chef, I think that's how you say his name, the Sky Sports reporter, was trying to ask a question about Man United links to Pochettino again, you know, in the second press conference in a row, and he was shut down by the Tottenham media press officer, the Tottenham press officer, and he refused to let him ask a question. Pretty much about because they
completely cut the interview as well.
Pretty much, they said no. They cut the cameras, and they said they spoke about this 48 hours ago, and they're not going to make every press conference dominated by Man United links. So they refused the question,
especially because they will do it for the next 6 months.
Of course they will. What do you think about that interaction?
It's a weird one because I think why doesn't he just come out and say, I don't want to go? Why is it all have to be very cagey and behind closed doors?
That's how
and this kind of
Pochettino
stuff?
is.
I think that's how
He is
Spurs are,
everything,
to be honest. Like, even if you just look at the way players tweet and whatnot, we don't do what the Arsenal players do and just go all out. Like, Danny Rose is probably the only one that actually speaks out about things, which I do love him for that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just how our whole social team run our club, because I feel like almost every single tweet or post by a Spurs player is reviewed by the club.
100%.
So they can't put anything out really without their permission. So I feel that's just them just almost in a way sticking to a brand and just playing everything safe and effectively not do a Sol Campbell again. If you know what I mean?
Pochettino knows everything he says is going to be analysed to the nth degree.
Everything.
I'm just asking a question here. I don't know if I agree with it or not, but you're talking about Pochettino, who's come out and said that he wants to emulate people like Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson. Can he really emulate them at Tottenham? Or do you think he has to go to somewhere where Man United, where he'll get an endless budget and he can bring through his youngsters so he can emulate someone like Ferguson and win titles year upon year and win Champions Leagues and stuff like that? Do you think it's possible for him to do that at Tottenham?
My first almost like question back as an answer would be, how long did it take Ferguson to win a league with United?
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years, and this is what, Poch's 5th year?
Yeah.
Took him. I think it took Ferguson maybe 3 years to win an FA Cup.
Football's different from when it was then.
True.
It isn't. Yes and no. Yes and no. Because I would say there are managers now who like, you know, you look at Chelsea, not so much City, but more. I would say more like Chelsea, who go for the quick fix all the time. They will get a league title usually within the first couple of years, and then the manager goes, and then they bring in someone new, and that model was different. That model does work because you've got to say they've won 3 league titles, but if Pochettino wants to do it his way, then it's going to take time. That's what it is. Everyone in today's day and age, as you said, you know, everyone wants it now. Everyone wants Premier Leagues now. Everyone is
so short-minded.
now. Exactly. There's no long-term view.
No.
But that's what Pochettino is. And so in that sense, I do believe that the long-term project can still work in this day and age, even though everyone wants the Premier League titles now and within a year, and then if you've not won a title, get him out and get the new one in, get another Premier League title, get a new one in. That's how it's working for the big clubs. But I think the style can still work in the old way.
But do you really believe that in the current regime under Daniel Levy, with Poch under Daniel Levy, that we can take it to that next level and become a dominant force in England?
Look, I'm not being funny. I wouldn't be surprised if once the stadium's done and some of the debt's been paid off, Levy puts the club up for sale. I wouldn't be surprised at all. So then if we do bring in someone that is willing to
But it might be too
pay
late,
a bit of money.
right?
But also, I think that when the whole long-term project thing doesn't work with the other top 6 clubs because they spend 300 million every year. So there is a high risk, and obviously with that high risk being paid, they need the reward from it, and the reward being they want the trophy this season. Whereas it's been laid out clear for Poch throughout his whole time at Spurs, we can't provide you the money that Man City and Chelsea and Liverpool have for the players. We're going to start developing on youth, which has obviously worked with Kane, Winks, bringing in young players like Dele Alli to the squad. It has worked. Whereas, like, he doesn't necessarily have that risk in the sense, like, to... So, in a sense, I'm just saying is that the long term will work for us because we haven't put the massive amount of money forward.
But what
I
does
think
working
Pochettino
mean?
prefers
What
that.
does working mean, though?
Progressing
does
as a
working
football
mean
team.
that we're going to become a force and win titles and win the big things? You know what I mean? 'Cause that's
Well,
what
this
ultimately
is
he
why I
wants
want to
do.
wait until the end of this season.
Yeah.
Because this has been our best start to a season in the Premier League so far. Haven't drawn a game. What was it? 4 losses, but all the rest wins.
Yeah.
Quite a few in a row.
Still in every cup.
Still progressing in the Champions League despite the fact everyone's written us off. This is a very exciting season for
of
us.
the Carabao Cup.
Semi-final of the Carabao Cup when we got knocked out by West Ham last year.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting until the end of this season to see if we've won anything, if we really have developed, to then make a decision as to whether this can go anywhere. I think it's still far too early to decide right now because it's a very promising start, but we need to see it through for the rest of the season.
Agreed. But I think Pochettino prefers it that way, in a way, than just in terms of just buying your way out of trouble. He prefers to coach players out their way out of trouble.
But when you look at the Man United way, that's not buying yourself out of trouble. They predominantly had youth, and they bought, you know, maybe one player every other year or one player a year, a marquee signing.
Yeah, but they've changed it, haven't they? They've changed it since Fergie left. Let's be honest, they've gone backwards drastically, really drastically.
And realistically, if you look at the Spurs project, so to speak, Levy's just given him almost free reign, apart from obviously splashing the cash. He's pretty much given him free reign to coach the team how you like, train them how you like, and get them playing how you like. I honestly don't think he'll get that at United. I think Woodward will be far too involved with everything.
Well, they're already talking about director of football.
Well, exactly, which Pochettino is pretty much the one that got rid of the director of football at Spurs. So he's not going to. He wants to do everything himself, and I just don't think he's going to get the backing at United as he does at Spurs, like the freedom at Spurs. So if he really wants to see his project through, already being 4 or 5 years deep into it, I think he has to stay and prove a point to everyone that yes, we can win stuff here. Which is why, like I said, I'm going to wait to the end of the season. If we do win a trophy, then I think we are 100% going in the right direction, and he's going to stay and become a legend. Well, be a legend.
The thing is with Poch as well, he's so young for a manager. He can stay for 5 years and then go anywhere else he wants still.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing with, sorry, just very quickly, the whole thing with Real Madrid as well, with his links to them. I can't remember which pundit said it, but they made a great point of that. That Real Madrid job will always be there for him. Because they don't have long-term managers.
You know
exactly. They're gonna get, if you don't win the Champions League and the Liga every single year, they're gonna get rid of you. Yeah. So he can progress with us, even if he goes to United or whatever. Regardless, the Real Madrid job will always be there for him. So it makes sense for him to turn that down and continue with us.
And I think, as you say, he's a young manager, and I think we have seen him at Spurs progress as a manager, and to the point now where we used to question a lot of things. But during his substitutions, his squad rotation, all these things, and they're improving this season. They've been near, a lot of the times, nearly spot on.
Inter, PSV,
been absolutely fantastic.
All turned around. Burnley,
exactly.
He's
learning all the time.
Lorente.
He's getting better all the time. Just with our squad, he's a young manager who's also improving. So who's to say that? I don't know. Who's to say that he'll go to Man United? Why would he go to Man United when he hasn't finished the project that he started here at Spurs? I think
he's going to start all over again.
Want to win something.
Completely new. Have to learn the squad, learn how the club want it run, because realistically, it's not going to be his choice. And it almost seems daunting in a way, because it's such a big ask being the manager of Man United, probably the biggest club in the world in terms of fan base and history and whatever.
In terms of someone with ambition, then you're going to take that job on.
Okay, but wouldn't it look better taking a team like Spurs and turning them 100%. Into a powerhouse,
buying your way
and turning them into the one of than just buying your way in.
Yeah, well, cool. I think that's what Poch prefers himself. I think that's how he conducts himself.
Because that way you are creating a legacy rather than just being like Mourinho, coming in, starting off great, winning a couple of trophies, and then leaving.
I mean, there are periods at Spurs where he's gone through patches where he hasn't won games for like 5 games or something, and obviously at Spurs he can tolerate that, and he can get through it, and then he can improve again, and then he could either change his formation or whatever and come back. But bigger clubs at United, he might not get that luxury. So like I feel like he's a manager who's in it for the long term. He's not. I don't think he's interested in like 1 year or 2 year stints at these big clubs. Maybe in the future, once his job is finished at Spurs, then I think, he would probably consider it more. But I think this summer, us moving to a new stadium,
I think that's the key factor here. That is the key thing: is the new stadium. You're going to want to play at least a whole season. Not just go for like 2 months if we say moving in March.
He's been talking about it for the last 2 years.
Exactly. Everyone all the players are loving it. He has made the squad such a unit. It reminds me of like the England squad as well. What Southgate's done there, just made them all a unit and work great together. And I feel like he is almost the glue for everything. This wouldn't have happened 7 years ago, 10 years ago with different managers.
This squad is his baby.
Yeah.
He's brought it through pretty much since he joined. Like, it was a mess when he came. He had to clear out so much rubbish.
And if you don't agree with him, you're out. Look at what happened to Walker. All he said, he says, like, don't agree with the way things are going. He's like, okay, see you later, go. Why not? And I like that because that is very Fergie-esque in the sense that if you are not going to play to his way and not listen to him, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got to listen to him, and that's what I love about him. And I think he has the potential to be an absolute legend and take us places. And I think this is a great year to try and prove it.
I completely agree. Let's talk a bit about Dele Alli, I think, because
Del boy,
what a performance!
What a guy! I just love him.
Yeah, that 2-0. Yeah, amazing.
I can't do that.
The Dele. He had a bit of a slow start to the season, but he's really come into it ever since that Chelsea game. And what a big game player this guy is. He's 22 years old.
Did you see that tweet?
Yeah, he scored against Real Madrid.
6 times against Chelsea.
6 times against Chelsea. He scored a couple of times against Arsenal. He has scored against Man United. He has scored against Man City. All the big games
Real
he comes
Madrid,
up
all of them. All of the big teams.
He always steps up in these big games.
22.
Scored 75 goals.
Just for context, he is 6 months younger than Loftus-Cheek.
Wow. I didn't even know.
You know what's even funnier? Everyone
Yeah.
always compares him in terms of Man United to Jesse Lingard, who is now 26 years old.
Yeah.
He is older than
Same age,
he's
yeah.
pretty much same age, but I think just
Same
a bit
age
older than
Eriksen.
Harry Kane.
He's same age as Eriksen,
Which
I
is-
think. Which is
And everyone still sees him as a youth player, even
and,
though
and all the rubbish everyone's talking about last season, Dele Alli overrated. Oh,
honestly,
he's gone,
it gets
all
on
this
my
rubbish.
nerves.
myth, man.
It gets on my
Complete
nerves when they
myth.
call him
Complete myth.
overrated because he's an he's such a baller. Look at 75 goals by the age of 22. What was it? Gerrard, what was he? 27, I think they said he was by the time he
ridiculous.
scored that amount, and Lampard was 26.
I think the only
It's just
argument with that is
levels.
that he could be more considered as a second striker. People would say.
But
Maybe.
I feel like
I think he's he
but-
probably plays further forward than Gerrard did.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
okay, Gerrard, yeah, but I feel like Lampard was very much an attacking midfielder, and that's really what Dele is. That's definitely how he started out at Spurs,
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But again, great management, allowing him the freedom to go forward like that, with to go ahead of Kane and find the positions, and that's what I think he is best at, is positioning. Think about against Chelsea, 2-0 at White Hart Lane. Both goals exactly the same. Eriksen whips one in, makes a run to the back post, bangs in the header. Done the same thing. I think it was against kind of United. I think it was Leicester. Both goals, first and 50th. All runs to the back post.
You had
Headed
that
them
Yeah,
both
yeah,
in.
yeah, exactly.
Both
Remember-
exactly the same. And same with Arsenal. Gets into the perfect position to allow himself to get the chance to score a goal. And I think he's just so underrated by other fans.
Yeah.
And he's so mature as well in his
Yeah.
play. Like back when he first signed for us, he would have snapped probably.
I'll say
last
the
night,
first
you know?
like
Off
two,
the bottle and
the
yeah,
first
bottle
2.5
incident.
seasons, I feel like I'd say probably quite an immature player, but definitely over the course of this year,
He's really matured,
really
hasn't he?
matured as
Yeah.
a player.
But can we just marvel at his goal yesterday? Because what a goal! That
All of it. That ball from Gazaniga, that
Into
takedown
Kane,
from
mate.
Kane, that twist and ball, that
Just
ball
everything.
over
over
the
the top
top.
by Kane.
And that
I can't like
finish
it.
by
Was
Dele.
it was a bit shocking defending, but even still, like you can't deny the
I'm
touch
not,
and the
I'm not
ball.
having that. I'm not having
Well,
that.
I mean, when you've got Xhaka as centre back and a broken Koscielny, it's not that hard. But no, full credit to them. That everything, the touch, the finish, it was just so cool.
And then
Yeah,
the
that
celebrations after
The
that. as well.
celebrations were perfect.
Bit of shithousery. I love
Boiled
it.
the fans' blood, and I love it.
He takes no shit, Dele. That's why I love
Yeah.
him. He really takes no shit from the fans.
And
He's-
our celebrations as well. Scenes in that away end
Yeah.
last night.
Unreal.
Scenes.
My voice
Yeah.
cracked about 7 times in the space of 3 seconds. It was
And he got the assist for the first goal.
Yeah.
What an assist as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely ball over the top.
both
I
balls
don't know how he saw it.
perfectly timed.
Yeah.
Perfectly timed.
I don't know how he saw it. Like
No.
within a second, he just sees Son and bam, puts it on a plate for him.
I can't lie, I had a bit of flashback to the Barcelona game with that ball was through to Son. I
Yeah.
was a little bit worried when it was 1-on-1 because he doesn't make it easy for himself. But no,
Sonny.
that was a great finish in the end.
Yeah,
with
but
Sonny, he's on great form at the moment, but he is missing a lot of chances, isn't he?
Yeah, I feel like
he missed that one against Burnley as well.
But
Didn't
he
And
he?
just,
against
he just
Chelsea.
always scores bangers.
Yeah.
But then, like, for some reason, can't seem, apart from Arsenal, can't really seem to do the 1-on-1s, which is really weird.
Yeah, it's Sonny
But,
for you.
very quickly, while we're talking about Sonny, so obviously announced today that he's going to be going to the Asia Games in January.
Is he
Yeah.
going?
heard that.
I heard
it
he
was
wasn't going to be
announced
going.
this morning. Apparently, he's joining the squad halfway through January.
No.
So I
Hasn't he
think
done enough for you,
I
South
think,
Korea?
I
For
think
God's
United
sake.
might be his last game before he goes. I'm not entirely sure,
That's
but they
really
said
bad.
in
Is that
January.
true?
Is he off
Yeah,
for?
joining
Is
them.
he
Let's
end of
search- I'm
January?
gonna
I
search
think
out.
so. I think it's like 3 weeks, 2 weeks or so.
I thought
Sonny,
it was
you promised
confirmed.
us, man.
I thought it was confirmed that because he played the Asia Games in when was it, September,
Yeah.
that he wasn't going to be going. In
Well,
January.
I'm pretty certain it came through BBC this morning. I'm pretty certain it said that it was confirmed that he'll be joining the squad out there in January. So,
That's not good news.
That's
it's not
good news.
because I love him, and I think I'd say him and Dele are probably my 2 favourite players at the
Oh,
club.
really?
Yeah, definitely. Son up there just because I think he's just so he's just got such banter as well. He just seems like such a great guy. But
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like we might. Well, I think we will miss him for those games,
It
especially
says
because.
Son set to miss 4 games in January for Spurs,
4
Wow.
games. It's not
In-
the end of the world, though.
in-
Yeah, but when
including-
we've got the
including
Chelsea
the
League
second,
Cup,
including
Oh,
the
shit.
semi-final.
Yeah.
Second leg.
so I think that could be a big miss there.
Is the second
Hopefully-
leg home or away?
Away, we're home first. Hopefully, Lucas and Lamella can step up,
He won on the
which
gold.
they did do while he was away earlier this year. But
Look, it's not like we don't have the players.
no,
No.
not at all.
You know, I think. Listen, I think I've spent too long complaining about players missing all these things. I think Pochettino's earned the right that we've done enough now with players missing and the squad and new squad rotation to be able to deal with players missing games.
Yeah.
We've dealt with Son missing early in the season, just about.
Because I feel like we normally get an injury crisis at some point in the season, and normally we don't really deal with it that well. We start going a bit off form, but this time we've been brilliant.
Look at the players, the caliber of players we've had out. If any other team in the league had the same like equivalent injuries that we had, I don't think I'd be be able to handle it.
Vertonghen,
Maybe City are the only team.
When we had Vertonghen and Toby out for one, like we had them both out for one game as well.
Eriksen, Dele.
Eriksen, all of them.
It
was amazing how much
it
was amazing how much we missed Eriksen and Dele, but we still managed to get the results.
Yeah, Lucas and Lamela.
It's unbelievable.
Really stepped
Pretty
up
much the whole of the first team have been out at some point, and a lot of them together as well.
I think out of all of our World Cup players, only Kane is the only one that hasn't been injured yet.
Yeah, and he normally does probably around about February, March for a little bit. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But
at the beginning of the season, he was playing like an injury was waiting to happen. But I think he's kind of come into the season.
You can tell he was in September he seemed a bit tired.
Leggy,
because normally it's August is the bad month, but I think he swapped it around a bit. August he started off really well and then seemed to get fall a bit of form in September.
Do you think he's kind of managing Kane a bit more this season? He's put him on the bench a couple of times. He's and I think
very recently,
recently, and he's kind of. And I thought against Arsenal when he came on, he looked really, really fresh.
Well, the
impact.
The first time he got the ball was that assist. It was like mental, instant impact.
And there are times this season, especially where he's looked a bit leggy. He's looked a bit like he's a bit off the pace, but. I think these breaks will do him the world of good. I think just these little breaks he's had, just against Leicester and against Arsenal, which he hasn't had in previous seasons. We've literally run him into the ground usually.
Especially because we've got the busiest period coming up. Out of us and Everton have the most games in the space of the Christmas period.
But I saw it in his press conference yesterday. He was really complaining about the January schedule.
Yeah,
because we got Carling Cup. I think Champions League's not back yet.
But have you seen? Have you seen over?
But
Have you seen over the Christmas period?
FA Cup starts
as well. Yeah,
we have the least rest days out of all the Premier League.
Oh,
over
really?
The Christmas period.
We have 2
days in between.
Us and Everton, 2 between all of them.
And as the most, the top 3 are like Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal. Top 3.
You got to look after the richest, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Pisses me off, but another handicap. I'm sure we'll get through it.
But yeah, exactly.
Harry, going back, have we proved now, do you think, that we can cope without Harry Kane if he was to ever get injured? I think after yesterday, 1-0 up before he came on. We beat Leicester as well, 2-0 with him on the bench.
Yep.
Has that finally put that myth to bed that Spurs can't cope with Harry Kane?
I think it was put to bed a while back.
I so as well. I think
because I still hear it. I was talking to Claude in the preview.
So fluid when he's not playing. We got the speedsters up front. They're moving all over the place. It's hard to handle.
What I like is that we now, because of Lucas specifically, I feel like we have a different style when Harry Kane's not playing. Whereas I think what happened to us kind of a bit last year is that everyone sussed out the way we were playing because it was pretty much the same team week in, without, and the same way of going forward. So it was easy to work out how to defend against us. Whereas bringing in Lucas this time around with the pace, which is like a player that I've asked for so long. We haven't really had that pace up front going forward, which is why I think Zaha would have been brilliant for us. I think having that kind of different dynamic has allowed us to play differently, put other teams off a little bit, and get wins in a different way. So I think this season has been just...
And even Lamela gives us that extra dynamic
because he's got that little bit of flair about him when he decides to play well.
The thing is with Lamela, he just defends right from the top. You know? He just gets into the opposition.
He's in your face the whole time. He may not necessarily win it back all the time, but he's there putting the pressure on at least anyway, which is
classic Spurs.
Well, always with the pressure on.
That's how we like it. But yeah, I think we have finally. Well, I think we have proved that this myth. In fact, as in, I was talking to Claude in the preview for the Arsenal game, and he was still banging on about, if Kane's missing, then you'll struggle. It's like,
of course they're going to say that because they can't say anything else.
All they think we are is just Kane FC, and we've proven this year that players like Son, Dele, Eriksen, they all turn up to any game, and we can grind out these results.
But even Pep, when he made that statement saying we're the Kane team, I think a few months after that he completely retracted it and said 100%. I was completely wrong to say that because Tottenham are a brilliant side, got brilliant players all over the park.
What about very good in January signings? Well, who do you think? Do you think we need anyone yourself? Or?
I mean, I've always said we need a right back, left back, and centre mid.
That's pretty much what I was thinking as well. Yeah. I think centre mid for me is probably the key one at the moment.
Can't see us signing a full back in January. I can't see it. Can't see us signing a full back.
Now that Rose is back, I think because Rose had his injury, I thought 100% we needed to sign a left back because no one really knew how long he was going to be out. It was quite a while. But now that he seems to be coming back in a bit, and you've got Davis who can do centre back and left back.
Right back a bit. I'm not a fan of Trippier.
No. I think for me, there's no denying he is one of, if not the best crosser of the ball, or at least of a fullback in the league. So I think that works brilliant. I think Aurier might be a slightly better defender, despite the way despite giving a lot of fouls away. I think he might defend a bit better.
This season,
no, he has, and he's another player that's matured as well. But I don't feel like we really need a third one because I feel like that will.
Well, we've got Kyle Walker-Peters.
Exactly.
You can kind of fill in both.
He can do left back
right.
and right back. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I would love Rabiot. I would love Rabiot. I don't know if it's realistic.
He's on a free this summer.
Yeah, I don't know if he's. I don't know if he's got attitude
But
problems.
I think PSG is trying to push for him to go in January.
Really?
Yeah,
they're trying to get as
I
much
can't see
money as they
leave.
can
He's-
beforehand.
Hasn't Poch come out and said we don't have any money to spend in January?
I heard that. I don't know if he actually say that.
Well, yeah, I didn't know if that was actually him saying
Yeah,
that. Or whether
I
it was
don't know.
I
just-
saw the article.
what it was, I think Rose said in one of his interview after one of the games a couple of weeks ago, or I think it might have been Barcelona, that he said, we might not be signing anyone again, kind of insinuating that we don't really need to. But I think given the fact that Dembele's out, and he's just come out today as well saying that they don't know when Dembele's going to return. Poch said he doesn't know if he's going to come back in January or not. And as well as Sissoko and Winks that lot have been, Dyer's obviously also out. I feel like we almost need Dembele's long-term replacement.
Dembele.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well just replace him with the same player. No, but I do think we need to start looking for his long-term replacement.
I literally think it should be Ndombele.
No, he looks quite good,
He
to be
looks
fair, from
quality.
the little bit I've seen of
I
him.
think our success this season so far has probably negated the need of Levy stumping up any sort of cash for January. I feel it's probably, in a way, our success would also be our downfall in a way in January. That because we've done so well, they probably feel like everything's great. Why spend 40-50 million on a centre mid or something? So that's I can see us not signing anyone. Very
January
I can't
definitely,
see us
because
signing
we
someone.
didn't last January, did we? We didn't sign.
No, Lucas.
Oh, okay, sorry, Lucas. But very looked like we weren't going to sign anyone.
Yeah, was that deadline day, Lucas?
it was close
I
to.
think it was like 2 days before or something. But even still, they really pushed it. I think we're probably better off if we are going to get some signings is wait until the summer to make a big signing.
But in January we can sign a pre-contract with Rabiot for the summer, can't we?
We can probably on a
Provided that no
large
one else
signing on
wants
fee, and
to
probably
get him in
he'll probably want
January.
200 grand a week. Won't
Why
he?
wouldn't he want to come to Tottenham?
Yeah, well, to be fair,
stadium,
Lucas.
eventually.
Yeah, well, Lucas and Aurier here as well. He's probably friends with them. So I don't know. It's probably not going for him.
We've got with PSG. Can we
Yeah,
just
it's
get,
nice.
Neymar on loan?
Cheeky.
Bring in Baps as well.
Yeah, why not?
So I would love Rabiot. I think Rabiot would fit this club like a glove. I think it would be fantastic. But whether it's feasible,
Because if
Who
he's
knows?
going on a free, then he's going to be asking for a lot of wages as well.
yeah, and we don't do that.
No, we do not. I mean,
Talking about wages, when are they going to give Christian Eriksen what he deserves?
it's a joke.
It's
It's
an
unbelievable.
absolute
We've done
joke.
it for Kane.
Yeah.
We've done it for who else?
Ali, we gave a new
Ali, we
contract.
gave one.
Son, we gave a new contract.
I don't, like every Spurs fan can see. I think every fan can see how impactful and great like Eriksen
I
is
don't
for
think
us.
there's a team in world football that he won't get into.
No, not at all. Barcelona wanted him
Yeah.
last summer or the summer before they got Coutinho. He's like genuinely.
He's better than Coutinho.
I said this as well, and I got a lot of I got
he is.
slated for it, and I personally think he is.
He is.
I think he's a better playmaker than Coutinho is. I
Yeah.
think Coutinho might be more effective just in that final third, like in terms of like shooting from range or something.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of all-round gameplay,
Well, we
much
saw
in
that
it,
in
though.
Barca. I mean, 2 chances at the post or just went wide for Coutinho.
Coutinho. But
Which
I think just
Everton doesn't really do that much, but
he should do more. He has the quality.
he should
I've always
definitely do
said
more.
that.
Definitely
He
do
has
more.
so much quality in around the penalty area. He should be scoring at least 10 goals a season for sure.
No, I agree. But I think regarding the contracts, I think we need they just need to sit down and say, Eriksen, Toby, have what you want. Literally, there's a blank check.
Do you think they're waiting for?
Don't
Poch?
go too ridiculous, but please.
Do you think there's a part of it is waiting to see what Poch does before they commit anything?
No, because the issue of his contract was before any sort of news about Poch going to United, before Mourinho's job was up. This is Eriksen's contract has been ongoing for a while now. I don't think it would be to see if Poch would stay or not.
Yeah.
I think it's just more. They've seen that we've offered Kane, what was it, like 200? I think he's on 200 grand a week or something like that now.
Plus big bonuses.
Big bonuses, and Eriksen's probably like, well, I'm just as vital to this club, and he is in a different way. He is just as important as Kane is to our
Yeah,
club.
I agree with that.
Especially last season, we didn't tick when Christian Eriksen wasn't playing. Like our attacking, fluidity.
Well,
was just
this
not
season when
existent.
Eriksen and Dele Alli were both out, I think we were getting the results, but our performances were poor.
Yeah, look at Inter
we lacked
Milan.
the creativity massively with both of them out.
Look at Inter Milan. We struggled before Eriksen came on, and he got the winner.
Yep.
Burnley as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's crucial.
He has
to our
proven
play.
this season, like, even just this season alone, he's proven that he deserves the big contract, and I reckon we're working up to it. We've given I don't know.
I know, just get it. Just get it.
They
done.
really should just get it done.
done.
Yeah, you're right. They really should, but
Yeah,
There's always this
That's
huffing
just-
and puffing with Tottenham.
Yeah, it's just
always.
it's how we roll. I hate it. I hate it, but it's just
I
how we
tell you,
roll.
no, they're probably waiting for a really bad defeat or something, and then they
Yeah,
announce
yeah.
it.
It's like, we need some good news. What can we do? Ericsson, have a contract. We had it ready about 6
In
months,
fact,
but we
they
were just waiting for
they
it to
are
lose to Arsenal or something.
They are so calculated. All their announcements, it's ridiculous. They think we
Yeah.
don't see it. They
No,
think we
it's
don't
so-
know.
yeah,
it's so
It's so
obvious.
obvious. It's so obvious.
Daniel Levy and his sneaky
Yeah.
bloody media team.
Announcing Man United at Wembley the day after drawing to Barcelona.
Yeah, yeah.
So obvious.
Just to slide that one past. Oh, by the way, we're not going to go back.
The thing is, everyone knew before that that game wasn't even going to be at the new
Yeah.
stadium.
I really, really wanted it to be.
Yeah,
It would have been
so
so
did I.
fitting. Finished
Yeah,
against
yeah,
United
yeah.
White Lane. Started against them. So, but it's
There's
just
a
not meant to
question-
be.
Man, wasn't
There's
to
a
be.
question from Jack Jones. Thoughts on facing Dortmund in the CL?
You know what? I didn't want them before. One, just because we had them last year, and I'm just all for. I just want to see us come against different clubs, which is why I actually wanted teams like PSG and Bayern. Because realistically, Champions League, if you're going to go all the way and make an effort, you have to beat the best clubs in Europe. So I know you kind of want to go as far as possible, but why not face them now? If you can beat them now, then you're buzzing for the rest of the tournament.
But don't you want to get the England route and just go the easiest way possible?
No, because if we lose to one of them, we're not going to hear the end of it. So, but no,
Or
I'm
Liverpool route.
to be honest, I'm happy with Dortmund. They obviously have had a great season. Bayern, arguably, lots of him would have been a better option.
They lost this week.
But
Dortmund,
yeah,
you've seen.
Dortmund lost to Dusseldorf.
Yeah.
And I think it depends. But I think Bayern have won a few on the trot now, a
think
couple on
Bayern
the
are really
trot.
coming back
So
into
they're
form.
they are. I think they were 9 points behind, but now I think maybe like 6, 5. I'm not
something
really
like
sure what it is. They're closing the gap at least, and
I still
we have-
believe they'll win the league, Bayern.
yeah, so do I. I think they've
think
got
so?
they've got 2 months to turn it around, and we don't know what could happen to Dortmund. They might fall off. They might just get better. We don't know. But seeing last season, it's a team that we can beat. They've got no Aubameyang this time around, despite playing better in the league. He still was a key player for them missing.
They got Alcacer, I think, up front.
Yeah, like I said, which to be fair, he's done a great job
last
so
time
far
they
this
played
season.
Dortmund, they were top of the Bundesliga last season when we beat them.
Were they really?
Yeah, they were top when we beat them.
Well,
we
there you go.
completely wiped the floor with
That's
them
it.
last year.
We're going through. No, touch wood.
Easy. Yeah, they
I
are
was there
currently
a couple
top.
years
Yeah.
back in the Europa League. That was a shit show. That
Oh,
game.
yeah.
We've had some good ties against Dortmund recently,
Yeah.
haven't we?
I can't lie. I love Dortmund as a club. I think they're great. I think they're similar to us, just in terms of like size and. Hold on, okay, they may have won their league, but realistically, Bundesliga has only 2 teams in it, so it's a bit easier for them. Just seem like quite a humble team.
In terms of ties and two proper footballing teams going at it, I think this is the tie.
This
of
is
the round.
this is going to be great. I think this will be a
Just
lot
in
of
terms
great,
of like
great
spectacle.
football to watch.
Yeah.
Pretty even teams, both having great seasons so far. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Got all the flights booked. I'm ready.
Yeah.
All ready to go. I'm
Flying out to
waiting.
Cologne, yeah.
No, we're going Bremen.
Oh,
Bremen.
But yeah, we're going. It's a bit further out, but it was
Cheaper.
quite a bit cheaper. Last year, my cousins went 16 quid return flight to Bremen.
Wow.
How much
It
you
wasn't
get?
quite as cheap this time around, but
How far
it
is
was.
it from Bremen to Dortmund?
It was an hour 50 train,
Oh, it's
which
not too
is
bad.
not too bad. And
What,
like, European
Cologne?
train
We're
tickets are
going
quite
to
cheap,
Cologne.
right? So.
We got 45-minute train or something.
Yeah, it's alright.
Did you
Cologne.
see how like quick the prices went up for everything? Didn't the return to Cologne
Yeah,
went
like
from like
that.
20 quid to like 150
Yeah,
within
we
like
got
a
it for 90 in the end, I think.
pretty decent.
Yeah,
Ours is
85, yeah.
around about the same. It's just a bit under, I think.
Is it Jadon Sancho's audition for the Spurs for
Oh,
a
Or
transfer?
maybe audition back to Man City more like, 'cause he's got
yeah.
first option on them, I think.
He would fit in like a glove at Spurs, wouldn't he,
Course.
Jadon Sancho?
Course.
Definitely.
I think we missed the boat on him because we wanted him when he
young talent.
we wanted him when he won what he was leaving City, didn't we? We were in for him. He chose Dortmund, obviously more first team opportunities, and now he's worth what 50, 60 million probably now.
Yeah,
And the rest, yeah.
And the rest, yeah.
yeah. I don't think we can get.
Yeah, I didn't get
Unfortunately, and well, one because we won't.
So
spend
annoying.
that money on
Fucking in modern football, you have 5 good games and bam, 50 million.
Yeah.
Now.
I feel like everything is just for me. Everything is just so short term with
Yeah.
everyone, and I blame Chelsea for it.
Bloody
No, I
Chelsea.
can't even lie. As soon as like they got their big money spend, they created this whole hire and fire managers
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
Before it was all about learn-on projects with like Fergie, Wenger, and all that and the other. Soon as the owner came in, they were like, okay, you're not going to win the league, we'll get the next one, and that's it. And the Torres deal as well. That kind of sparked the whole inflation thing.
You say the whole hiring and firing thing, but
Yeah,
how,
well, we
look at the revolver at Tottenham managers
yeah.
before then.
Yeah, but that's because we weren't performing, not because we weren't winning the league.
Alright, here's a question we probably should address.
Oh no, I don't know the way you said that.
Well, I think guessing from the name, you'll probably know what this is about. It's from Yisrael Noah.
Oh no! Oh no!
What are your
Here we go. Let's have it.
Yeah. What are your views on the anti-Semitic comments yesterday, amongst other things?
I think it's disgrace.
Definitely.
It shouldn't be accepted anywhere in the world, never mind in football.
Yeah, not just football.
Let's just
Everything.
put into
Absolutely
context,
everything.
just so people don't know. There was reported, or not reported, but we are
Report-
Tottenham TV.
Well, I mean, you
we
didn't
are
know firsthand,
we
you
are Tottenham
reported
TV reported it.
I
on
personally
the vlog.
recorded it, yeah.
We were for our vlog. We did a vlog obviously at the Emirates yesterday, and it's caught
Check it out,
some.
it's
Yeah,
banging.
it's
Check his
caught.
blog out as well.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
man.
Thank you very much.
It has caught some traction amongst the newspapers. The Daily Mail have commented on it. I made an article on it. The Independent, and it forced Arsenal to make a statement on
Actually
what
going
was
into
shown
investigation, which
into an
is
investigation into the anti-Semitic gestures that Arsenal fans were making to the Spurs
rightly
fans
so as well.
during the game yesterday. So obviously, yeah, check that out if you want to see some anti-Semitism on the vlog. But but it was pretty disgraceful, really. Obviously, amongst the bottle throwing as well, it wasn't a good day for Arsenal fans yesterday.
Especially in the what's been happening in the past few weeks as well.
Yeah, with Chelsea.
Really, like
racism is
it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen any time, but this really was not the time to be doing that, because they're going to call out anyone and everyone for it nowadays.
Yeah, as well with the Tottenham banana thing as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things
Which
going on.
completely against. Doesn't matter if it's a Spurs player. It shouldn't be in any situation. I don't think any racism in anything should be allowed.
Do you think it's a fact of it happening more at football grounds, or is just being reported on more?
Reported on more.
Reported
I think
on more.
it's all like
these kind of things that happen to Arsenal happen all the time.
It's always been a thing. It's always been. It's just now that people like us
Yeah.
are at games and actually filming that we're able to actually capture these things. Because obviously TV are never going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Then because they don't want the backlash for promoting that kind of thing. But now that people can actually share it on Twitter and these things can go viral, it's just being made aware to people, which is what I think needs to be done. I think racism and any sort of just anything about like that needs to be brought up and just questioned and hopefully sort it out.
What really annoyed me and really upset me yesterday was the way the stewards and the police handled it yesterday, because that was completely disgusting. I was literally on the borderline of the Arsenal and Spurs fans. This guy was doing a gesture. I was recording it. I saw it all. And the steward comes up to me to calm me down because I was shouting at him. And he goes, yeah, do you want to make a statement? So I was like, yeah, I'll make a statement after the game. I'm trying to watch the game here, Spurs Arsenal, North London derby. And he's like, no, you have to make it now, or otherwise your evidence won't stand up in any sort of ruling at all. So I was like, what are you talking about? How does that even make sense? And then I was arguing with him for a bit, and the police came over. And the police come over and say to me, start having a go at me, because I was having a go at the steward.
Yep.
And he's having a go at me. And I go to him, look, this guy right behind you is being racist, doing all these anti-Semitic things. I turn around to say something to Sim for a second, and I hear him in the back of my hand saying, look, let's go up there. We don't want to be here, let's get away from here. Just completely turning a blind eye to it. And it's just, and that's the police.
Yeah.
So
they have a job to do and they just clearly have avoided it and haven't done it.
Yeah.
But I think if we were at home, I feel like we might have had a better chance. I feel like away fans always seem to
victimised.
get victimised completely, and
as we were told by the steward yesterday, because we were going into the ground, we were outside just about to walk into our seats, and the steward, I guess he recognised us from our channel. He comes up to us and he says, just be careful what you say and just tell your friends, because there are microphones in the away end today and they're going to be picking up what you say. He said specifically, they're not in the home end. There's not going to be microphones in the home end, but in the away end there will be microphones, so just be careful.
Completely wrong.
I think that was definitely just purely down to that last one, the banana incident.
Probably.
Definitely, that was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like,
it's irrelevant though, because
definitely no. It shouldn't. You can't be too late. If you're going to do that, you have to do it everywhere.
Exactly.
Because not being funny, there was probably hundreds, if not thousands, of Arsenal fans being racist throughout the whole of the stadium. We just wouldn't have known it because they wouldn't have been next to us. It's only because that these ones were next to us that you could pick it up. You know what I mean?
But what's your reaction to the Spurs fan who got a 4-year ban and £500 fine for throwing the banana? Was it harsh enough? Was it too harsh?
I think what it is, I think people like kind of misread it. He actually, from Spurs, I believe, has a lifetime ban. He has a 4-year ban from all football in the Premier League, and the fine.
Lifetime ban from Spurs.
Yeah, and I think Spurs have made it a lifetime ban for him. I believe. I think that's what, a lot of people just read it as it's only a 4-year ban. But yeah, I'm pretty certain.
And you support that decision?
Yeah, definitely. I think like if
you can't go throwing bananas on a football pitch.
Going to football matches and seeing
that.
your club is a luxury. You cannot be hurling and like any abuse, like nearly physical abuse or like racist stuff. You can't be doing that at these games where it's supposed to be an event and a day out to support your club.
Even if it's racial or non-racial, even if it was a bottle cap and he threw that, he should still be banned for that.
Yeah.
Whether it's racial or not racial. So even throwing a missile onto the pitch.
It's funny because
there needs to be heavy consequences regardless.
You know, a fan could throw a coin or something and hardly anyone picks up on it. But if you throw,
which actually happened at the game as well.
Yeah,
and there were loads of coins next to each other.
We got it on our vlog.
You guys, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a woman struck by a coin who was to say next to us.
I was struck on my lip last night. I was bleeding on my lip.
I got hit last year in last year's away game
really?
with a coin because I was further forwards. Obviously, I was under the thing yesterday, so I didn't really.
Let's see your battle scars.
Opportunity, but
there you go.
Like Robbie says, go Tottenham away.
So,
you take your life into your own hands.
Son, Daily Mail. If you want evidence, just take off them. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Just come and rob us.
Just come on, just take it from this video. Why not?
Where do you think the line is in between fans giving it to each other and then turning into something that should be taken to the police?
I think there's a difference between like from celebrating something as well, because realistically, like when we scored, you're gonna go in their face a bit and celebrate because it's a derby. You throughout the whole match you're going up and against each other, saying like, you're shit, you are. That's because that's just a rivalry. That's fine. It's almost like banter in a way, even though you might mean it a bit because it's rivals. It's banter at the end of the day, really. Whereas actually abusing someone, whether it be mentally or physically, is disgraceful and shouldn't be happening anywhere.
Because of some mutual characteristic, would you say? If it becomes based on that, that's where the line is. If it becomes based on like your skin color or your religion or something like that, is that where we draw the line, or is it before that?
No, I think that is the line, because I think anything before that can be classed as banter.
Like in an ideal world, you'd need to take everything literally case by case and like go into deeply, but that's just not going to happen because that's a lot of money. It requires a lot of investigating and whatnot, which in an ideal world is what you want to happen. But I think I don't really know. I don't have an answer. If I had an answer for you, I would have gone to the government or something about it and saying this is what you need to do. It is a tough and it's a very sticky situation. But I feel like,
I don't know. Because sometimes I feel like, for example, I think the Chelsea fans, I don't know if it was the most recent chant situation they had, but they had a chant about Morata, which was pulled up by the Chelsea had to make a statement on it because it was deemed anti-Semitic. I think the chant was I can't remember what the chant was.
And the chant ended off saying he hates the Yids.
Basically,
I don't have a problem with that.
Is that anti-Semitic?
I don't think it is. I don't have a problem with that. Them saying he hates the Yids, everyone knows they don't mean he hates Jews. He hates Tottenham. That's what it means.
Whereas when they
actually going up to someone and saying Yid C-word, C-bomb, that is like you're purposely using it to be abusive.
You know what I mean? You go Chelsea away, you go Arsenal away, you'll have people pointing at you saying you dirty Yid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when they start doing hissing noises and stuff like that, that's obviously a step too far. But as I said, Chelsea did release a statement on that chant. What about that Al Morata chant? So I don't know, was that too far?
I think so. I don't think that it was anyway. Well, it might be just because there's an underlying anti-Semitism in the Chelsea fan base, but I don't think that chant is anti-Semitic. But Chelsea obviously do have a big problem with it.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
I mean, you guys will know better than me because being Jewish yourself, it affect you, I guess, more than it would
the songs they sing are absolutely abhorrent, let's be honest. The chant I've heard and I've seen on videos and stuff, it's pretty disgusting.
But I've heard some of those songs at Arsenal before as well.
Right. To be honest, allegedly, I know. Allegedly, there were a few fans who sung it yesterday. I know it wasn't on our video. I didn't personally hear it, but apparently a fan actually did get chucked out for singing that song about gas chambers or something. I did. It's not on our video.
No,
I've
just seen it on Twitter. And
the papers have reported. I haven't seen any evidence for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's something that has to be rooted out, isn't it?
I think the best thing, and this is, I'm saying this for not just football, just any sort of, whether it be like mental health, racism, anything. I think the first thing we need to do is just raise awareness with it all.
That's
I think that's like the first, and it's the simplest thing that anyone can really do is just make everyone aware of it, make it apparent, and in a way, by doing that, you're shaming the people that do, and hopefully that will stop them from doing it in the future. I think that's the least that everyone can really do. To be honest,
but it's also difficult when you've got a club like Chelsea who have a proper underlying part of their fan base who were, you know, back in the day in the 70s and the 80s, they were like the proper racist club. So how do you stamp that out of a football club? It's difficult.
It will take a long time.
Yeah.
Same with any of this stuff. It's not like you can just say, that's it, okay, cool, racism's gone, it's out of football.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been done by now.
Back in the day, you're talking about a movement like the National Front, and that was pretty much created by Chelsea fans. So how do you deal with something like that?
It's difficult.
That's a good question. Leave
How
a comment.
to be honest, the Chelsea statement they released last time, that did crack me up a bit, because they said we not disregard, whatever the word is. They don't like anti-Semitism in our football club. They disregard it. And if any, this little bit in the statement said, if any Chelsea fans don't have the brain power to get that through their head, they don't deserve to be our football club. And I was like, they're really getting frustrated with this, aren't they?
Like, you need to stop right now.
They're just seriously, come on. How many statements?
How many times?
The funny thing about it all is that
I've got them in drafts now, just waiting for the next one.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah, the funny thing about it all is their owner is a Jew.
Yeah. He's got them all their success, which is brilliant.
And also Glenn Hoddle being the manager for was he the manager that was in the 90? Well, 90
for a small period of time he was the
90s.
manager. Yeah,
he was, some may
player
say,
manager, I think. Yeah,
some may say he was the one that turned it around for them.
Got a comment
and got them up. So
George got run out of Holloway Road yesterday.
No, I ran into. I was sweating because I was late for the game. So yeah, that's the amount of running I did yesterday.
Apparently, you're spotted by a gooner. There you go. Bloody gooners. Chelsea semi-final, Carabao Cup again.
Obviously.
What do you think?
I mean, did you see that video of
Craig
Bellamy
Yeah.
basically saying that
What was
Burton
that all
and Man
about?
City? To be honest, it is so easy to rig one of these. You have hot and cold balls. You just like pick up one. Oh, that's hot there, whatever.
Especially in a semi-final when there's only
exactly. And I feel like if that wasn't evidence to prove that this was rigged, then I don't know what would be.
But why did a team like Man City even need to rig this anyway?
I mean, they just have the money just to shell out and be like, look, we want as many trophies.
Oh, we may as well.
What's that? You want 500 mil? Yeah, take it. Why not? But I think they've just done it entertainment-wise. I mean, like Spurs Chelsea is always a massive fixture. Stick it in the semi-finals. They know we bottle semi-finals. Well, normally in the FA Cup, but.
I think we got over 2 legs against Chelsea.
I think we do as well.
Yeah,
I'm quite confident, but I'm always confident. So
I'm not always confident.
I know you're not.
Are we going to bow them away like we did at Wembley this season?
I think
Is it going to be at Wembley? It will be at Wembley, won't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, well, tickets are up tomorrow.
No, they said it. We're playing under Wembley Cup capacity, 51,000.
51,000. But I think that's for any Wembley game now, right?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because they said all the ones leading up to Christmas or up to the New Year were.
But I think they're leaving the big ones and the Champions League ones to full capacity.
Yeah, maybe.
Like Arsenal, Dortmund.
Maybe because it's League Cup for whatever.
Dortmund's confirmed at Wembley?
No, it will be.
It will be.
Give it next week, Boxing Day. After
wait until we next have a massive win. It'll be,
or after everyone's happy with Christmas, everyone's enjoying their meal. Spurs, we will be the rest of the season at Wembley, and until 2021.
And now you can only bring a hand-sized bag.
Yeah. No phones allowed. You're not even allowed to wear clothes at Wembley.
Is the game, the semi-final, big for Spurs or for Chelsea? Do you think?
Spurs. I think so. I think we also kind of have to prove something. I don't care if people say Mickey Mouse Cup, whatever. I say it myself. I don't think it's like a great trophy to win, but realistically, we are not in the position to say now.
Be choosers,
yeah, exactly. We're not in the position to say which one we would prefer. We just need to go out there, win it, and then hopefully win an FA Cup or something as well.
Yeah, we
just need to do it.
And the Premier League and the Champions League.
Why not? Yeah. Why not? Let's just do the quadruple while we're at it.
We haven't been to a final since 2015, Poch's first season. We lost to Chelsea actually in that final.
Yeah.
So it's I think it'll be a big step forward again if we were to finally get to another final. It's taken us so long.
The one that we won. Apparently we had to face Man City, then Arsenal, then Chelsea.
Yeah,
I think it was
exactly what we did.
So if we have to play those 3 again, just different order, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Poch made a good point, I thought, in the press conference. We played Watford, West Ham, Arsenal, now Chelsea, 4 London derbies in a row on the road to this Carabao Cup.
And
But it's fine because it's not fixed.
Yeah. Like Watford, you don't care about beating them so much. West Ham, you love beating them. Arsenal, God!
Do you reckon we're the ones that fixed it just because we didn't want to leave London? Just thinking about that now. We're like, oh, Manchester's so far.
Do you think we kind of have to have these kind of ties to kind of get the players up for it? In a way.
That, but we played West Ham last year, we lost.
Yeah, we lost 3-2. Yeah, you're right.
We were 2-0 up at half time as well.
Don't. That was a sad day.
Yeah, it was.
Really sad day.
But if we fit, I don't know, if we end the season with 3rd in the Carabao Cup, that's a good season.
Well, I mean,
where'd you get in the Champions League? Where'd you get in the FA Cup?
I mean, technically, it's progression.
Yeah.
Last year we got to the last 16, didn't win anything. Still got 3rd as well. If we do that and get a trophy, it's not great. It's not like a massive step up, but it will silence everyone saying that we haven't won anything.
Well, if you progress further than we did last year in the Champions League as well, and go far in the FA Cup again, then it would be
especially with the position we were in, where we had 1 point from 3 games.
It was all our own doing.
Every pundit, every fan written us. I didn't think we were going to go through personally
we didn't
after
see no
that.
tweets from George.
No, I was a bit. I was very apprehensive, but the fact that we're through now, and then we've got Dortmund, which is, let's be honest, it's a winnable tie, definitely. The fact that we can get to the quarters is unbelievable, and I think we should be able to do it with a trophy this year.
But even so, like, even if we were to get a bigger side, like, let's say we get Juventus again, I thought we gave as good as we got against Juventus last season.
I'm not being funny. I feel like we should have beaten Juventus.
Of course we should.
We
100%.
played better than them across the both legs, definitely, and it was just those 10 minutes we slipped up and let them score 2 goals.
Yeah.
To go back into it. If we just didn't have those 10 minutes, completely different.
And also,
story.
when we 2-0 down within 5 minutes of the first leg.
Yeah. Which we've done a lot of the times. We've just shot ourselves in the foot in the first 10 minutes.
We seem a lot of big games. We seem to do that.
Luckily, we've clawed it back this season.
Yeah.
But we might not always be so lucky towards the end of the season.
But obviously, we've got a good run now till about February. Some very winnable games.
Definitely.
Starting with Everton on Sunday. How do you think that's going to go? It's a tough game, Everton. They're not easy.
No, but they are very out of form this year. They're very up and down this year.
I think they've hit a bit of form recently. You know, Richarlison's looking good.
Yeah, Richarlison is a great player. I think another one that I would have loved on any other season. Would love to see at Spurs as well. But I think it'll be a tough game just because it's away. But given that the results that we've had recently, all the players are up for it. Sanchez obviously back as well. I think we can get the result there.
I quite like Marco Silva.
2-1, something like that. I think that's what I'm going for.
But I think Marco Silva's a good manager in terms of he'll set up specifically for us. He'll have a plan for us, which we've seen it. I remember against Chelsea, they definitely did that, and against I can't remember who else they played. But I think Liverpool, that was it. He does set up very specific plans for specific teams, and I think he'll have analysed our strengths. And I'm worried he'll have a good plan for us because they've got good players. I think hopefully we'll be able to manage it. Going to Goodison Park is never easy. I would still yeah, it was last year, that's for sure. I can see us winning. I can see it being a struggle though because they will set up to counteract what we have, what our plan is. They will have studied us, so it's going to be a difficult game.
Let's be honest, Pickford's a great goalkeeper as well.
Yeah.
Sigurdsson as well. Some games he's obviously
Sigurdsson will have something
against
to prove.
City and whatnot,
What was
but
that thing against Liverpool, Pickford?
no. What
That
was he doing?
Really pissed me off.
Yeah, same.
Because
we just got back from the derby.
Yeah, just got back from the derby. Turn all right, Liverpool's
drawing. Like, oh great, yes, nearly finished. Oops, let me flap her out a bit.
About 2 minutes over added time.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
I'm like,
unbelievable.
Bloody flap flood.
Bottle jobs.
That pissed me off.
You won't like what I'm about to say, but I think we're going to have our first draw this weekend.
Boo.
No,
I don't think so.
That's what I personally believe.
I think what.
Funny enough, I think Wolves have got more of a chance of drawing against us than
Wembley,
Everton do. Yeah. I think Wolves have been a great side this season so far.
Yeah, I've been impressed with them. I think Sigurdsson's gonna have something to prove on Sunday. I'm worried
Maybe,
he might.
Yeah, but it might also just be a case where he might give us too much respect as well. He's been at the club. He knows how good we are. Hopefully that's the way it goes for us.
Yeah, let us win, Sig.
But no, he is a great player. So
we spoke
own goal incoming from Gylfi.
Yeah.
We spoke to
came off.
when we spoke.
That's where the money's going. On
brown
play.
paper
Yeah,
bag.
come on.
When we a couple months ago we spoke. Was it months? A few weeks ago we spoke to Ryan Mason. We saw him at the Legends Night, and I asked him the question: who, in his time at Spurs, who do you most regret Spurs letting go? And he said within a second, he said Gylfi Sigurdsson 100%. He said all the players wanted to stay.
I can see that as well.
He said Poch wants him to stay, but he was let go before he came.
Wow.
And he would have kept Sigurdsson.
Yeah.
He was quite angry, apparently, he said.
Yeah. With Sigurdsson leaving. Do you think he would have had a role to play in this current team? Sigurdsson,
I think
if he was still at the
potentially,
club?
yeah. The only thing I see is maybe an issue is that he's very, very similar to Eriksen.
What about his inconsistency, though? Because I feel he's really inconsistent.
Yeah. Just trying to process that a little bit. Yeah, but I feel like with the right guidance, like Poch, for instance, he could have improved on that, become a consistent player. He had a banger in the locker. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, was great
That's
at free
true.
kicks. Yeah.
So it's all that question mark. He's done it at Swansea, hasn't he? But whenever he's made that step up against for Spurs, and so far I would say the jury's still out at Everton in terms of how he performs when he's at a big
He's definitely been one of their best players for sure for Everton.
The thing is with Tottenham, it was a bit harsh on him because he was being played a lot out of position.
Yeah.
I don't think he very rarely played in his position at Tottenham, so you couldn't really judge his time at Tottenham really well.
Yeah, and I think he did all right most of the time whenever he played. But yeah, I agree with you. He was shunted out to the left-hand side a lot of the time, and that's just not really his position.
And also, didn't we have him when we had Lewis Holtby as well? And he was, again, another very similar player.
Yeah.
Another kind of like attacking midfielder that was decent at crossing the ball in type of thing. So we had about 3 players like very similar. So it's realistically...
And was at the club at the same time as well.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So what you can't play... What kind of formation? Like 4-2-3-1 with 3 attacking midfielders, all in a line behind Kane or something. Like, it just doesn't really work. So, at the end of the day, you got to let them go. And I'm happy that Eriksen's the one we've kept. Definitely.
All right. It looks like we've run out of time. It's been an hour. Sorry.
It's been a great talk.
Good. Yeah, flew by that hour. That was good.
If you enjoyed that, definitely make sure to leave.
Do you want to give a quick prediction then for Everton?
Everton, I'm gonna go for. I reckon they'll score. I'm going to go for 3-1 Spurs.
Ooh, I like that.
3-1 Spurs.
Who's going to score?
I reckon he'll play Kane. I think Kane will score. I think Dele's going to score again. And then I think someone like Winks will score.
Winks?
I think a little bit of an outsider, I think, will get a goal.
That moment.
Every week I wanted to score, and then the one at Arsenal where he just
skyrocketed over.
Just took a touch or something. Like he's done that a couple of times now.
So classic Sissoko.
As much as I would love him to score,
I was like, he's going to bag it on.
I can't see that happening.
That's what you get.
What about you guys? What are you thinking?
God.
I'm going 1-1.
1-1.
Sorry,
What's
guys.
that about?
I'm sorry, guys. I said I'm being truthfully here. Truth. I think it's going to be 1-0. I think they're going to take the lead, and I think we're going to come back
and just sort of scrape a draw.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be pretty on Sunday.
I think 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs.
I think it's going to be another professional performance. We're good at that this season. I think defensively, we've stepped up a bit since the beginning of the season, especially from set pieces. And I think going forward, their defense is probably their most suspect part. So hopefully we'll have enough. I can see them doing a job on us, but I think hopefully we'll have enough. It's going to be an interesting game, hopefully. We'll see. All right.
We'll all be there, right? So
we'll be there,
yeah, we're all going to be there.
We'll see it firsthand. Make sure to check out the vlogs.
Yeah, guys, subscribe to George Achillea. Unbelievable channel. Really amazing vlogs. Also,
obviously
F2.
Subscribe to these guys as well. Come on. There's the reason why you're here.
F2's finest as well. I want to ask you how that is working for F2, one of the biggest football YouTube channels there are.
It's great, yeah.
It must be an amazing experience, right?
Unbelievable experience. I'm loving every minute of it. So,
and how's Billy Wingrove?
Oh, absolute legend.
Did you give Jeremy Lynch some hate today?
Oh, I may have added him on Insta. Just strolling into the office. But nice. It's brilliant.
Oh, well, amazing stuff. All right, cheers for coming on, George.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers for tuning in, guys. As always, thank you for your comments, your likes, your views.
Love that.
Cheers for everything. Check us out.
Everything,
all of it.
Thank
you very much. Check out our content coming out in the next few days. Obviously, check out our vlog for the Everton will be there, and our
thank you
podcast.
To Man U fans for believing they're going to get Poch this summer.
Yeah, thank you.
Just it made one of my tweets go semi-viral, so I'll take it.
And thank you for Arsenal for the semi-final.
There
we go.
Best Christmas gift ever.
Thank you to the Gooners for last night.
Cheers for tuning in, and as always, come on, you
Spurs!